And when you get that gift, what happens? Sagal Manorath Puran Hove Simro Tumra Naam. How beautifully Guruji tells us that what you ask for, you beg and get, you already have actually. And that is His Naam, the name of God. The name of God is truth. Ek Onkar, God is one. Sat Naam, His name is truth. God is truth. And when you say something as is, you are referring to God. There is no modification. There is no adaptation. It is the way it is. God is what is. So again, Sagal Manorath. Manorath, as you have learned earlier, are your desires. Sagal Manorath, all your desires are fulfilled. How do I do that? By remembering and meditating on the Naam of God. That is the central theme of this Shabad. In this Shabad, you will find that Guruji then tells us that the central theme is again remembering Him, meditating Him. And would you think that just remembering your friend, for example, is good enough? No, what do? You write a letter to him. You might send him a postcard. You pick a phone, you call him, you talk to him. Because you need to know what he has to say. Just remembering your friend may not be enough. He might not know that he is being remembered. So what do? You recite the Naam given by the Guru in the form of the Shabad as contained in the Sri Guru Granth Sahib, our Guru. Guru Pyari Sat Sangat Ji. Guruji goes on to tell us, Charan tumhare hirday vase, santan ka sang pao. So what do we ask for? We ask the means of fulfilling our heart's desires. And what are those means? So simple. Charan tumhare hirday vase. Charan tumhare, literally, when you transliterate, it means the feet of God. But here, it refers to the Shabad Guru. The word of God resides in your heart. May your feet abide. It is, may the word of God abide, live, take residence within my heart, and may I find the holy Sad Sangat. Guru Pyareo, in virtually every Shabad you have, Guruji reminds us, you have to find the Sangat. You have to be with the Sangat, because in his Shabad, Guruji says, which Sangat har prabha vase jio. You find God in the Sangat. You find God in the true congregation. And Guruji defines the Sangat. Sat Sangat kaisi janiye, jithe eko naam vakhaniye. You only talk about good things. You talk about God, Sat Naam. You remember Him. You talk about Him. And when Guruji says also, there's a very famous Punjabi kind of a saying, Ek kalla, do sad sangat. When you do your part alone, you might be distracted by things happening around you. On the other hand, when you sit in the sangat, even with one other person, you will be more focused, because not only will you be speaking about the Guru, you will be listening to the other person talking about the Guru. So when we go to the Gurudwara, we learn how to listen, enjoy Kirtan. Look at the glory and the bounty of the Guru. The whole Guru Granth Sahib, as you might have realized with this third Shabad we are going through in this series, is poetry in motion. You learn how to appreciate what it is. And in this Shabad, Guruji says, Charan tumhare hirday vase, santan ka sang pao. So you have His word in your mind, and you also find that you will look forward to meeting those seekers of the truth who are walking on this path. Guru Nanak Dev Ji told us, Joto prem khelan ka chao. If you want to play the game of love, remember, all you need is love. If you want to play the game of love, He gave us this choice. There's no compulsion, no compelling. Those who want to play the game of love, Joto prem khelan ka chao, Sera tar tali, gali meri aao. Put your thoughts, put your mind on the palm of your hand and come on this path. Et marga pair tarije. When you place your foot on this path, which path? The Sikhi path. Et marga pair tarije, ser dije, kaan na kije. Guru Pyareo, you will lay your life down for truth. You will not back off. You will not run away when you have to make a choice between truth and anything else. Sog agan mein man na vyape, aat pehar gun gavo. We are always affected by ups and downs in our life. We are affected by what happens to us. And sometimes we are affected by what happens to our children, our siblings, our family, our parents. Guruji says, when you are one with God, your mind will not be afflicted by the fire of sorrow. If something goes wrong, you accept it as the will of God. Remember the last line of the first body of Japji Sahib. Hukam rajai chalna, nanak likhya naal. That is, to me personally, the true test of a Gursikh. Accepting the will of God and living by the command of God. So here, when we have sorrow, we will blame everybody else but ourselves. If something goes wrong, we look up and tell God, why me? The question is begotten, why not? What have I deserved not to get what is happening to me? It is a question of input and output. Guruji says, what you sow, so will you reap. If you sow goodness, you eat the fruit of goodness. If you sow anything else, the fruit will be directly related to whatever you sow. Guru Pyareo, a Gursikh looks at happiness and what is not happiness as the grace of God. Sog agan mein manna vyape, aat pehar gun gavo. And how do you attain this? Aat pair is the Indian measure of 24 hours. So normally aat pair refers to 24 hours. So one pair will be 3 hours. So you have char pair then, char pair raat. 12 hours daylight and 12 hours night. So aat pehar gun gavo, that means 24 hours, or to use the modern term, 24/7. You will sing the praises of God. Aat pair gun gavo. When you sing His praises, you then look at how God has made us in His own form. When a Sikh greets another Sikh, he puts his hands together and says, Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh. He is greeting that God in residence in the other Sikh. Guru Pyareo. And then Guruji tells us in the next line, Savast Bivasta, Har ki Seva, Madhyanta Prab Japan. It is never too early or never too late to serve God. In this line, Guruji says, may I serve God in my childhood and youth. Swasth Bivasta, Har ki Seva. And then when you grow older, you become a youth like most of you are, and meditate on God in my middle and old age. You are a child, you can do seva. You are young, a youth, you can do seva. Because you have the energy to do work. You can help people. You can carry somebody's bag. You can help somebody cross the road. Guru Pyareo, as you grow older, as normally happens to most of us, our physical strength weakens. So Guruji advises us, in your middle and old age, you meditate on God. But Guru Pyareo, is meditating enough? A Sikh is a hard-working person. A Sikh gets up in the morning after having his bath, he remembers God. Guruji says, like I mentioned earlier, Gur Satgur ka jo Sikh akhaye. If you call yourself a Sikh of the Guru, so palke utha har naam tyave. And then what happens? For Uddama kare, you must put in the effort. You must put in the effort, you have your bath and you remember God, because it is very straightforward. When we study, when we used to study or we still study for school exams, you want to be alert to remember what you studied. You want to be able to reproduce in the examination hall what you had studied. Guru Pyareo. And how do we stay alert? We stay alert by sometimes washing our face. We have a cold water bath and we become alert. And we have to have enough rest. Udam kare palke parbati, ishnan kare amrit sar nave. You make the effort to get up early in the morning. You have a bath to freshen yourself. And then by reciting Gurbani, 8 pair gun gavo, you are able to immerse yourself in the lake of Gurbani, which is called Amritsar. Most of us physically, we heard of Amritsar. Yes, we'll take a flight, go to Punjab, visit the Golden Temple. But Guru Pyareo, every day we put ourselves in the Sarovar, the Sar, the lake that is called Guru's Bani. And in the last line, Guruji says, Nanak rang laga parmesar bahod janamana chapan. Once you are colored, again the mention of being colored with the word of God. Nanak rang laga parmesar bahod janamana chapan. Many of us, as we get older, we worry about what will happen when we die. That is the worry that eats plenty of people who look like me. Oh, maran to baad mera ki haal hona. What will happen to me? But Guruji says, Nanak rang laga parmesar bahod janamana chapan. Don't worry about it. You live your life according to the Guru's word, and the Guru will take care of you here and hereafter. Guru Pyareo, whoever has left this world never came back. So nobody actually knows what happens. But we take the word of the Guru that as long as we listen, and not only listen, we accept the word of the Guru takes care of the rest. So going back to the top of the Shabad, we see that it says, Mango Ram te ekdan, sagal manorath puran hove, simro tumra naam. There has been a request by some of you that we give you the page number. So this Shabad is found on page 682 of the Sri Guru Granth Sahib. It is in the Rag Tanasri. And for those who would like to sing the Shabad, like our young friend sang it just now, you go to the Amrit Kirtan, you find the whole selection of these Shabads in the section of Ardas De Shabad. One by one it's there, you can find it. And of course, in this day of cyber technology and having the Guru online, you can always find it online. Guru Pyari Sat Sangat Ji, Mango Ram te ekdan, sagal manorath puran hove, simro tumra naam. That is the Rahau, the gist of the Shabad, or the main point of the Shabad. And then Charan tumare hirday vase, santan ka sang pavo, Sog agan meh man na vyape, 8 pehar gun gavo. And then finally Guruji says, any time is a good time. Svast bevasta har ki seva, madhyant prab japan, nanak rang laga parmesar, bahod janam na chapan. Now when you look at the first Shabad that we started the series with, you find that we all went through the Shabad that was telling us on what do we want in our life. Prabha, eh hai manorath mera. God, this is my heart's desire. So today we have found out that what is that desire? The desire is Mango Ram te ekdan, sagal manorath Puran hove, simro tumra naam. And that, my young friends, is the theme of today's Shabad, to tell us that how do we get what we desire And what is it that we should desire? We desire the name of God, given by the Guru in the Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, and that will help us become better Sikhs. And as this series goes along, if you have any feedback, you have any views, you please write to us on the email address which will show on the screen, and we shall endeavor to answer your questions and help in the clarifications. If not on the screen, personally will answer your email. So once again, Guru Rakha, Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.